All right, so unless you've been living under a rock, I know you've heard about the Good Times reboot on Netflix, and it has caused such an uproar. And I said, you know what? I'm not really into reboots too much, but I wanted to give it a fair chance. I said, you know what? Let me watch this in a most unbiased way as possible, right? It's kind of hard to do that because you're comparing to the previous show, right? Or previous movie of whatever reboot you're watching. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna just watch it like it's an adult animation, right? All right. So the first scene, from what I remember, is the daddy. I don't have everybody's names yet, but the daddy singing in the shower with a roach, and that right there threw a lot of people off. They have in this one, instead of the Michael, the one who's like the quote unquote militant, he was woke and conscious and stuff. Well, they have a girl in his place. They do have a son who plays JJ's place, but they also added a baby, and the baby's a drug dealer. So while I watched 3 episodes because I wanted to kind of get a gist of what they're trying to do with this show, right? From my observation, I feel like it, and I'm going to check to see if those writers are white or black too, because that does make a difference. But I feel like they took negative stereotypes, tropes, but at the same time, they have little nuggets of things in there, in between the line things. So I was really conflicted because it's like they have bad and good together. So I'm trying to see the gist of the show, right? For example, the second episode, I'm just gonna call him Junior because that's what I know from the first show, right? Junior, he's not doing well in school. He's a painter just like the original JJ, right? But he was looking at his work, and the problem turned into like pictures or something, right? And I took it like they were trying to say that he had dyslexia, which is a learning disability where, if you don't know, you see words, but you don't see them how they're supposed to be read or something to that nature, right? So I picked up on that. The third episode centered around the girl getting her cycle, right? And so in that episode, they talked a lot about the patriarchy doesn't want you to do this, that, and the third. And then the mom had that was like a fantasy episode where they went into like this make-believe uterus or something, whatever, and the uterus god fairy or something like that was talking to the mom, and basically she didn't want her daughter to wear a tampon because she feel like, well, if you start using tampons, you're going to start having sex, be promiscuous. And there are mothers that think like that do feel like, well, if you start inserting this in you, you're gonna want to insert other stuff too. And then in that scene, not in that scene, but in that episode, the daughter met these, I guess we're gonna call them baddies, big boobs, big butts, scantily clad, right? And she was like, I want to be a woman and all that. And they dressed her up, and she got a fake booty, and they all started twerking. It's almost like as soon as you get some good stuff, then they hit you with some negative stereotypical stuff, like right up under it. It's like sandwich. That's why I titled my thumbnail, I don't hate it. However, you see what I'm saying? I feel like this show really could go in a better direction. I think if they would have placed them, let's say they wanted to name the show Good Times, because that's just what they want to do, right? I feel like instead of having them in the projects, let's put them somewhere else. Maybe the suburbs. If you want to keep them in inner city, cool, but put them in a house or something. You know, I feel like they could have cleaned it up a little bit. And we find out that the daddy of the show, he's James Evans, you know, from the original Good Times, is his granddaddy. So I'm looking like, so there's 3 generations of y'all just living in the projects, not progressing, not moving forward. You know, it's just, I feel like if they would rely on smart comedy, and I mean, I'll give you an example. If you look back in my videos, I did a review on, well, not really a review, but I talked about the show, talked about the show called Desmond's, which is a black British comedy sitcom that came out in the 90s, right? And I talked about how, you know, they're British immigrants in the UK, and there's jokes in there that if you're British, if you're from the Caribbean, you'll get it, but the joke is also funny to a general audience. I feel like they could have went that route instead of just straight up, well, we're gonna have some nigga jokes and it's just gonna be hilarious. You know, the drug dealing baby, to me, I feel like whoever made that character either is not really familiar with black people and just knows stereotypes of them. And if it was a black person that came up with that character, I feel like maybe they're not really in touch with themselves. Because I don't know too many people who would think, too many black people who would think, let's make a show and make the baby a drug dealer and it's funny. You know, he has dime bags in his diapers. That's hilarious. You see what I'm saying? There's petitions out. There's a lot of people angry about it. Now, there's a lot of people that just saw the trailer and just totally write the show off. I said, let me watch a few episodes, dissect them, and see what they're trying to do with this, right? Now, we all know we're in a climate right now where it's about race relations and LGBTQ relations. Those are the two big topics, trans and all that. So a lot of what we watch here lately is going to have that in it. So in the show, you know, like I said, they're talking about women's issues, race issues and things like that. One thing I can't really get from this show is I'm not sure if they're making fun of the fact that we're in that climate or if they are on the side of the people who believe. Like, for example, there's an episode where Junior, the dad accidentally hit Junior. He fell on the floor, and this lady that was trying to buy a painting from him, she came in, thought he was dead, and was like, ooh, well, I got the painting from a dead artist. I'm going to give you more money. So then they came up with this plot where Junior will pretend to be dead, and people will, you know, buy his paintings thinking, you know, he's a deceased artist. And the drug dealing baby said, yeah, you know, there's plenty of white people out here that, I forgot what he said, that will take advantage of something. So I didn't know if they were like, okay, that's the truth, or we're making fun of people thinking that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm really on the fence. Did I laugh? Not really. The one part I laughed at was they had this lady that was a corpse. She was dead and she like fell over or something. But like I said, I think it has the potential to be great. I'm not in the belief that everything has to be inspiring and uplifting. However, you don't want it to be damaging at the same time. Now, do I feel like this show is setting black people back 500 years? No. Do I feel like it's helping black people? No. But the question is was that their goal? Or did they just want to put a comedy out? Maybe their goal isn't to uplift. So I don't know, man. There's 10 episodes out on Netflix right now. I say check it out and let's discuss. What do you think? Because, I mean, I'm on the fence. Like, if I could, I don't like grading, but if I could give it a grade, I'd give it like a C-, D+. But anyway, I'm out for the count, y'all. I'm about to lay it down. And please, if you watch this video, please jump in the comments, man, because I really want to talk to some people about this. Like, what do you think? Are you totally with it? Totally not with it? Are you kind of in the middle, like, it can grow? Let me know. As always, peace and blessings. Shout out to my subs and shout out to the viewers who are not subbed. You can go ahead, hit that button and subscribe to me. I promise more to come. Until next time, y'all.